Okay, so this wasn't the plan, but I guess this is where we'll start. As you can see, it is. Oh, what a beautiful morning! Oh, what a beautiful day! Mhm. That is my daily alarm that I have. Yeah, but oh, what a beautiful feeling! Everything's going my way. So that is not exactly entirely true, but I mean that's the hope, right? So anyways, this channel, man, I'm not too enthusiastic about my hair or taking off my glasses. But I guess since it's a little bit not so bright outside, it's not so bad. So this channel, I think this is gonna be interesting, huh? I do have a purpose though. I have a purpose for this channel, and it is for us to consider some of the things that we do in life as men and women and how we affect the people that we care about, especially in a relational way. So, of course, I have a story, and I'm smiling, but definitely not happy about some things. Just I have a joy inside of me that surpasses all understanding, and I'm grateful for that. But I definitely have a lot of wounds, self-inflicting, unfortunately, and I should have been a better man in certain occasions. And I really want this to speak to people. I would say especially men, but women as well. I mean, there's going to be certain days, certain videos that are going to be dedicated. I see my friend in the background. There's going to be certain days, certain videos dedicated to a little bit more towards women. But, I know men need a voice, especially. And I'm not trying to act like I have everything figured out, that I'm the best man. Definitely not the case. But I have learned a lot, seen a lot. I've grown, I believe, tremendously. And I think when we open our eyes, let down our guard, our pride, we can have a better viewpoint of a lot of things. When it comes to relationships, I know there's a long pause. I'm trying to figure out what's the best direction to come at this from. I just think there's a lot of distortion. I guess I just want to start off by saying I made a lot of mistakes in my life. A lot. And I mean, we could look backwards and see a lot of things and have regrets. I think it's foolish of us to say we have no regrets. I definitely do. I'm still look at life with a grateful heart. But if I could go back to change things in a certain way, I would. I don't always think that we have to learn the hard way. That's not the way I think. I think we definitely can learn without making the mistakes. But as people, we let pride have its way with us, and we don't want to listen to the correction. We don't want to listen to to the way that we should go. Um, I'll kind of give a brief. I mean, maybe there'll be a point where I'll be more specific with things. But I had gone through a lot in my life as far as with women and relationships. Even as girls when I was young. It wasn't something that I pursued initially, but as I grew and things changed, mindsets changed. Um, and so I have a vast amount of insight and experience. It's not something I'm exactly proud of, but at the same time, I hope that I can share with others so that they can gain insight without making the same mistakes. And as you can see, this is real because you can hear some sirens in the background. Yeah, I'm not in the hood, just right here by this lake. Um, yeah, so with that, um, I had in my heart to find somebody, to find love. And through certain situations, I kind of seen like that world was different than I had hoped and expected it to be with women. Some of it was from their stance, some of it was from mine, but it just never clicked. Um, Definitely have a viewpoint of the way that we perceive love. I think we most of the time perceive it from the standpoint of self, but I think love is is very powerful and unique, and it's not looking out for one's own interest. It goes beyond that. Anyways, continuing, I had some relationships, and one was interesting. Kind of not get into details, and I say that sounding like it was had had some positives, but there was a lot of difficulties, and I made some decisions that I should have handled differently. Um, but I stayed in that situation for longer than I should have. I felt a sense of obligation, and one of my issues, as I'll delve into in another video, is I didn't know how to say no when I needed to. I didn't know how to shut that down the right way. And because of certain insecurities, certain validations I sought, it definitely left me open to vulnerability. But there's a whole layer of story that I'm not addressing. There's multiple compartments. Anyways, to kind of continue, the main focal point is that I did find somebody that she's amazing. Uh, the most beautiful The most cutest ever, for sure. But coming out of the other relationship, it was a time that I still was healing and wasn't in the proper mind, and basically there's some things that kind of we accept as I'll just say like this, as men, that we think, okay, this is the way it should be. A form of pride kind of plays into it, but it's a distortion. It's not the way you love somebody. And with some of the wounds that I had from the past, and the insecurities, and this distortion of mine, um, it rolled over, and it affected the outcome of that relationship. You might not know, but I have long hair on top. It looks short, but um, yeah. So that ended up happening, and it's definitely a defining moment in my life. Definitely has affected me to my core, but not in like a way that's it broke me, but in the best way. I needed to break in a way that I had thought I knew this is the right way. This is the way that it needs to be. This is the way that I've learned. But I realized I was wrong. Um, of course, I knew things and had right perspectives, but there was layers that I definitely um, I missed the mark. With that, I had a lot of other things that I allowed to cycle in my life, and so I know the result of what happens when you don't have the right approach to love, to relationships, to truth. I have had a great amount of study, and I believe a fairly good insight to what is true, what is good, what is the right way. But um, because of the things I had mentioned before, um, I couldn't put it all together. And so, anyways, kind of move forward with this whole thing. This video is basically an introduction. I haven't even introduced myself. I'm Jam. I'm Joel, but you can call me Jam. It's my initials. It's something that somebody would call me that I that I think is really cute, and I like it. I haven't heard it for a long time, but I'll go with it. Um, so with that, uh, I know this video is not perfect, and that's okay. My intention isn't for it to be perfect, but it's for it to be real. I know as I continue going forward, the clarity in what's being discussed will be more visible. I definitely have certain viewpoints that I want to share. I want there to be a layer of diversity in the things that I cover, but overall, this is going to be relationally focused, and how men, especially, should consider women. Taking responsibility for ourselves, not falling into the trap of certain I guess I don't want to get into lingo so much, but forms of masculinity where it becomes either me or you, kind of, or a hierarchy, or I do believe in gender roles and things like that, but that's not something I'm trying to get into too much. It's just that I think men and women, of course, too, but we as people, emphasizing men right now, I want us to really take to heart the responsibility within ourselves to be honorable men, to be men regardless of the way we're treated. We don't need to let those things affect the way we respond. Even if we're hurt, even if it is rude, mean, difficult, if we have the proper perspective and the proper foundation, we can handle those things well. We don't need to react with brashness or blow up. We don't need to insult. It's not funny or cool just to put people down just because we can or because we're stronger than others. It's better to lift people up. And especially when there's women, I think certain perspectives have a way of looking at things that can be unhelpful. I try to use words that aren't too ac- accusationary. I don't think I said that right, but it's just what I'm trying to say is that both parties need both parties have a responsibility. But I think, like I said, it starts with men. I think when I go back to looking at my life, um, if I would have just allowed myself to embrace um, that responsibility of looking at myself appropriately and leading in a way where it was just based on my continuous progression and not what I lacked and not what um, I expected. I know my outcome would have been a lot better. So, anyways, that's about it. Wrap it up. So, that being said, I plan on starting every video with this word. It's in Korean. It's called araso. I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but basically means I get it. Okay, I understand. And that's basically what this is about. Is like I get it now. I understand. And I plan on ending every video with komao. I don't think I'm saying that right either, but it's another Korean word and it means thank you. It's more of a simple way to say it, but that's what it means, and that's what I'll say. So, komao.